What if you had the ability to ride life's ups and downs without absorbing the stress or emotional energy that comes with them? How different would your life look? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Cully and I'm on a mission to help you create peace in your mind. In previous videos, I've spoken about the 7 laws of the universe and how these laws impact us all, whether we know it or not. And in today's video, I'm talking about the law of rhythm, based on the ancient Hermetic teachings from the Kybalion. If you haven't read this book yet, I'd really recommend that you do. Now, this law states that everything in this universe has a high and a low. And these highs and lows are just natural flows of life. But what happens is, when you're not aware of this law, and you're not aware that the highs and lows are truly just a part of life, you begin to resist them. Just think about a swing for a moment. When it starts going up, that represents the highs of life. Then it starts coming back down into the middle, and that represents the stillness and calm. And then it starts going backwards, and that could represent the lows. This is the law of rhythm in its simple term. I'm sure you've had those days where your energy is just super high. You're challenged by something in a good way, you're excited and you're passionate. This is like being at the highest point in your swing. But then you've also had those days when you feel low. Maybe things aren't going your way. You're not as excited and you're not as passionate about the things going on in your life. This is like being at the lowest point in your swing. And then there's those days where everything is just right. Everything is calm, everything is still. You're not too high, you're not too low, you're right in the middle. Now ask yourself this question: how extreme are your swings in either direction? Now the law of rhythm is at play everywhere. Take the sun for example. It rises, it reaches its highest point in the day, and then it begins to descend, leaving space for the moon to follow a similar path. Now this constant transition from day to night is the law of rhythm in action right in front of your eyes. The reason why understanding life's rhythm is so important is that it will help you travel through your journey of life in a more smoother way. When you're feeling low or tired, when you feel like you don't want to fight, it's okay to step back. It's okay to reset. It's quite natural and it's very much needed because you're allowing your downswing to pass and then gain back momentum in the opposite direction to pick you back up. Now you're feeling refreshed. Now you're feeling recharged and ready to go again. Think about a time when you were studying for something. Maybe you got stuck on a question or a theory you just couldn't quite get your head around. Let's say you decided to go for a walk or you decided to hit the gym. Either way, you gave your mind some respite. When you came back to it, all of a sudden, the concept or the theory made complete sense and you understood what you were studying. So what's happened there? Your mind went on a mini swing from the intense high of study where you're focused and you're really trying to absorb the information to then the calm relaxation that the break provided, which allowed the information to be digested into your mind. That's the law of rhythm at play. Now, before I go any further, if you're getting some value out of this video, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date when I release more thought-provoking videos. I appreciate you and thank you. Now imagine you're at a point in your life where everything just seems to be going wrong. Maybe your relationship isn't working. Maybe your boss at work is doing your head in. Maybe it feels like a dark cloud of negativity has flown over your head and is pouring down on you. The actual problem starts when you don't see these tough times for what they really are, just the rhythm of life. If you instead, and what happens most of the time, start focusing on the problem itself, or you start asking, why is this happening? You're only making things harder for yourself. But if you understand the law of rhythm, then it can completely change how you handle these situations. Remember, you can't control external circumstances, but what you can control is how you handle these situations. Now, instead of absorbing the emotional energy of these difficult times, you accept them for what they are, just a natural part of life's highs and lows. It's like a surfer riding the waves. They can't control how high the waves are or how strong they are. All they can do is control how they're riding them. Now, you may not be able to control life's rhythms, but you can decide how you navigate through them. And if you truly understand how this law works, it will allow you to see that even during the most challenging times, it is just a natural rhythm of life that will shift in its own natural time. Just like a swing can't stay at one end forever, these tough times also can't last forever. That's the simple basis of the law of rhythm. Now there's a section in the Kybalion which highlights a very key point. Every aspect of the universe follows rhythm. And when you fight against the rhythm, like trying to swim against a strong current, life is naturally going to become hard for you. But when you move in sync with the rhythm of life, riding its ups and downs, knowing when to rest and knowing when to go harder, you'll make this journey through this beautiful gift of life so much smoother. Now, here's an example of how you can use this law in your favor. Let's say, for example, you're having problems in your relationship. Instead of getting stressed out and dwelling on the problem itself, remind yourself that this problem is just a part of your swing. And just because you're down now, it doesn't mean that you're always going to stay down. Sooner or later, the rhythm has to shift back in your favor. It has to, it's law. So now what you would do in this moment is focus on taking the very next best action step, shifting the momentum back into your favor sooner rather than later. Now, what this looks like in your relationship depends on you and your partner. Maybe it's an apology, maybe it's a conversation, maybe it's date night, or maybe it's even going separate ways. But one thing is for sure, if you focus on the problem, you will not shift the law of rhythm in your favor, and you're just prolonging the swing from swinging back upwards again. There's one thing you take away from this video. Let it be that life is not a straight line. It's a dance with the law of rhythm. And learning how to dance with these patterns not only prepares you for life's ups and downs, but also helps you build resilience and acceptance. And remember, a low point in your life is just the swing, gathering momentum for the next big high. But as long as you don't get stuck in the low, nothing is permanent. That's all I've got for you in today's video. If you got some value out of this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, check out some of my previous videos, and I'll see you in the next one.